This is
Come on,
live
clear
now.
the way, hurry. Slow. Easy, be careful.
The WWE
go
Universe is
in.
on edge after Fringe is back with a score to past choices and a test of leadership, loyalty, and courage. Fans everywhere are holding their breath to see how the Visionary will face his greatest challenge yet. When the Visionary faces his past, WWE fans have been left reeling after the shock announcement that Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe, is returning to the company. The reaction of Seth Rollins, WWE's self-proclaimed visionary, has only intensified the drama. What makes this storyline so compelling is not just the return of a legendary figure, but the personal stakes at play. Rollins, who once betrayed Ambrose and the rest of the Shield to carve out his legacy, is now confronted with the very person he wronged. This isn't just a comeback, it's a reckoning, a collision of past decisions with present consequences. Seth Rollins' terrifying reaction. Backstage footage captured the raw emotion of Rollins as he learned about Ambrose's impending return. His confident facade crumbled in an instant. As the news flashed on a monitor, Rollins slammed his fist against a locker, his eyes wide with a mix of anger, panic, and disbelief. "This can't be happening," he muttered under his breath. The weight of his past actions suddenly became inescapable. The betrayal that once cemented his rise to prominence now threatens to unravel everything he's built. Rollins' reaction was not just about fear of Ambrose's physical presence, it was a psychological confrontation with the choices that defined his career. The psychological stakes. Seth Rollins has always been more than just a wrestler. He's a strategist, a tactician, and a master manipulator in the ring. But the return of Ambrose is a reminder that no matter how calculated you are, some ghosts cannot be controlled. Facing Ambrose is more than a match. It's a test of character, reputation, and mental endurance. The visionary persona Rollins has cultivated for years now stands in direct opposition to the chaos Ambrose embodies. This confrontation taps into deep-seated fears and unresolved guilt, creating an emotionally charged narrative that resonates with fans on a human level. The return of the Lunatic Fringe. Dean Ambrose's presence in WWE is synonymous with unpredictability. Known for his reckless courage, unique in-ring style, and intense psychological edge, Ambrose represents a force that cannot be tamed. The question on everyone's mind is how he will make his return. Will it be a dramatic ambush designed to catch Rollins off guard, or a calculated series of mind games that slowly dismantle the visionary's confidence? Regardless of the method, one thing is clear. Ambrose's return is set to challenge the very foundation of Rollins' dominance. Rollins' strategy and response sources backstage indicate that Rollins is already mobilizing for Ambrose's return. From reaching out to allies and strengthening alliances to reviewing footage and planning preemptive strategies, the visionary is trying to regain control of a situation that threatens to spiral out of his hands. Every move he makes reflects the high stakes involved, not just a personal vendetta, but the future of his career and faction. Yet as calculated as Rollins may be, Ambrose's unpredictability adds an element of chaos that no strategy can fully anticipate. The WWE Universe Reacts fans and commentators alike have been buzzing with speculation about how Ambrose's return will unfold. Social media is filled with predictions, from brutal in-ring confrontations to psychological warfare. The excitement isn't solely about the physical battle, it's about the story, the history, and the emotional stakes. Ambrose versus Rollins represents more than a feud. It's a clash of ideals, personalities, and the consequences of past choices. The audience is invested in every nuance, from Rollins' anxious preparation to Ambrose's inevitable reckoning. The emotional core of the rivalry. What makes this storyline truly engaging is its emotional depth. Rollins' fear is not superficial. It stems from betrayal, guilt, and the realization that actions have consequences. Ambrose, on the other hand, carries the intensity of a man wronged, seeking justice in a way that only he can deliver. This balance of fear and resolve creates a narrative that transcends wrestling, turning their rivalry into a psychological and emotional journey for both characters. Every promo, every reaction, and every match adds layers to this complex dynamic, The symbolism of the return, Ambrose's return, also symbolizes the return of unpredictability and chaos to WWE. In a world where factions, titles, and storylines can become formulaic, Ambrose brings a reminder that the past is never truly gone. Rollins' betrayal is not just personal, it represents a breach of trust and loyalty, and Ambrose's comeback ensures that these themes are revisited with intensity. Their feud is a storytelling masterclass, blending history, emotion, and in-ring action in a way that captivates audiences. The stakes for Rollins. For Seth Rollins, the stakes could not be higher. This isn't just about maintaining a championship or winning a match. It's about controlling his narrative, preserving his faction, and protecting the persona he's worked so hard to establish. Facing Ambrose forces Rollins to confront fears he thought were long buried. The visionary must now adapt, innovate, and respond to a threat that is deeply personal, highly skilled, and unpredictable. Failure is not just losing a match. It's the potential unraveling of his entire career story. Fan engagement and speculation. The WWE Universe is more engaged than ever, discussing possible outcomes, potential surprises, and dream matches. Fans are invested not just in the spectacle, but in the emotional journey of both characters. How will Rollins handle the pressure? Will Ambrose seek revenge through mind games, physical confrontation, or both? This level of speculation and excitement underscores the power of storytelling in professional wrestling and the unique dynamic between these two icons. The road ahead. Looking forward, the return of Dean Ambrose promises to redefine Seth Rollins' trajectory. Every promo, backstage segment, and match now carries heightened tension. Rollins must navigate the delicate balance of leadership, strategy, and emotional composure, all while facing the embodiment of his greatest past mistake. For Ambrose, the return is an opportunity to reclaim his narrative and deliver justice on his terms. This collision sets the stage for a compelling series of confrontations that will keep fans riveted for months. Legacy versus retribution. The tension between Rollins and Ambrose is rooted in history. Rollins' betrayal of the Shield remains one of the most infamous moments in modern WWE history, and Ambrose's return brings that betrayal to the forefront. Rollins' legacy as the visionary is now under threat. He faces a dilemma: protect his reputation, maintain control over his faction, and continue building his narrative of dominance, or confront the consequences of his past and risk losing it all. This dynamic creates a compelling psychological drama that elevates their conflict beyond the ring. Conclusion: the reckoning has begun. Dean Ambrose's return is more than a comeback, it's a reckoning. Seth Rollins, the visionary, must face the consequences of his past, confronting fear, regret, and the reality that betrayal has long shadows. The psychological stakes are immense, blending personal history with professional ambition, creating one of the most compelling storylines in WWE today. Fans are witnessing a masterclass in storytelling, emotion, and in-ring action. As the rivalry unfolds, the question remains: can Rollins survive the Lunatic Fringe, or will the weight of his past finally catch up to him? One thing is clear: WWE will never be the same.